response. However, in November of 2021, it would return with what is now widely considered the single scariest piece of FNAF content ever, the remake of Sound Response Check. The video opens from the perspective of a child who's just finished washing their hands in the pizzeria's restroom. Holding a camcorder, she goes to leave but is surprised to see Chica leering at her from the doorway.
Chica?
Chica doesn't respond. Something isn't right. The camera cuts and the girl is now hiding in one of the bathroom stalls, peeking through the cracks in the door. Early episodes of the series were limited to employee training tapes, but between the weird shot of Bonnie malfunctioning on stage and this strange found footage of Chica abducting a girl in the bathroom, it's clear that somehow other footage has gotten mixed in. We cut to a Something's Wrong title before the intended maintenance video actually begins. A technician explains that the microphone sensors in Chica's ears have been damaged, and they've replaced them in order to handle higher frequencies. I wonder what loud noise could have possibly blown out Chica's sensors.
No, Chica. Baby bird. No, Chica, you're scaring me.
This is actually a mistake. Higher frequencies refer to higher pitches, not louder volumes, but whatever. The implication is obviously that the girl's ear-piercing shrieks blew out the microphones in Chica's eardrums. With the new ears installed, the sound response test begins. The animatronics are designed to recognize the source of sounds, and when Chica hears one, she's supposed to turn towards it. For a brief moment, the silhouette of a little girl is affixed to the blueprint. Chica responds normally to sounds coming from the left and right, but the training tape then blasts sounds at her from either direction. It isn't clear what Chica is supposed to do in response to this, but all she does is stare. The tape continues to degrade, and when it cuts back to Chica, she's gone. What we just saw was an explanation for the opening of this video. The girl is hiding in the bathroom while Chica searches for her. When the girl cries out in fear, we see Chica's head snap forward, process the sound she just heard, and then quickly turn in the direction it came from. It's exactly the same functionality that we're witnessing in these tests. As Chica bears down on the girl, she screams, breaking the animatronic sound sensors and necessitating the upgrade. The training tape fades out to a shot of the pizzeria. We can see what appears to be Spring Bonnie's face leering in from the darkness, further implying that they were the ones hiding behind the stall when Chica attacked. As music plays, we see the same silhouette from before, whilst subtitles reveal the victim's inner monologue. I feel like I'm sleeping in snow and I can't get up. It's too cold for me to do that. I can't breathe. Finally, we see Chica standing in the darkness. Her face falls off, revealing the victim within. The final frame of this video seems to be from the girl's perspective. The text "I can't breathe" appears at the top of the screen. The next video was a short vertical Christmas special, which mostly served as an introduction to Baddington's puppet and Fredbear models, but a few days later, on January 4th of this year, Baddington would drop the most controversial FNAF VHS episode ever. Pirate Cove Pre-Show. Squimpus's original Pirate Cove pre-show was quite unique. It featured a hand-drawn cartoon of Foxy's pre-performance shtick. We're shown the silhouettes of 5 children who have presumably come to witness Foxy's show, but one by one, with each repetition, the children begin to disappear. Eventually, none are left. This was obviously intended to be an interpretation of the Foxy Go-Go minigame from FNAF 2. In it, Foxy runs from his stage to greet 5 cheering children. The third time, a suspicious purple figure stands in the corner, and when Foxy emerges, he finds 5 corpses where his audience ought to be. Baddington's interpretation takes things to the next level. The Foxy model is incredible. It legitimately looks real. Even cooler, Baddington heavily expanded the scene to feature all 4 animatronics, complete with custom backgrounds, voice acting, and all. The video cuts. A person stands in Pirate's Cove holding a camcorder. They're focused on Foxy, who's visible behind the curtains. We see 5 happy children who've just witnessed Foxy's performance. The pre-show promotion plays again. We cut back to the stage and see Foxy has begun to emerge. His jaw opens and he begins to peel back the curtain with his hook. We then see him running down the hallway in an homage to his attack sequence from FNAF 1. We're once again shown Foxy's audience, but one of the children is now missing. The process repeats, but when it comes time for Bonnie to deliver his lines,
Off the stage, will you? Just try not to slip, Cottontail.
with each cycle, another child goes missing and another one of the animatronics becomes bloodied and censored. The audio and video quality decays. When Chica goes to sing, we hear the shrieks of the girl from Sound Response Check ring out. By the end, only one child remains. All the animatronics except for Foxy are, yeah. A notice pops up on screen that says viewing of this tape is prohibited, and it instructs us to discard it immediately. We cut back to the audience in Pirate's Cove, now nothing more than a set of 5 empty chairs. William Afton appears in his Spring Bonnie costume, and he utters the now iconic line.
What's the matter, Foxy? I thought you wanted an audience.
Foxy stares dumbfounded before the door he's been led to. It appears to be the same door we saw slowly opening during Bonnie joint movement test. Like before, it opens, revealing Fredbear convulsing as he hangs from the ceiling. Pirate Cove pre-show was released to critical acclaim, but shortly after, YouTube pulled the video down. Apparently, they took exception to some of the scenes in the video, in particular the ending. Fans weren't happy, but thankfully Baddington was able to appeal the decision and get the video reinstated. This would be followed up with non-existent video. The video opens with another training tape, this time explaining the mechanics behind the spring-lock suits. It's established that at any moment, an animatronic could be in either animatronic mode or performer mode. In the former, they're fully controlled by their robotic endoskeleton, whereas in the latter, a human is wearing and operating the suit. You can tell by their movements. Notice the animatronic mode's movement is jerky and robotic, whereas performer mode is smooth and lifelike. We then cut to a shot of Fredbear and Spring Bonnie on stage before zooming into Fredbear's perspective as he performs. Bonnie is looking at him, which is terrifying, and in the corner of his vision we spot a nefarious-looking man in a suit, hiding in the shadows. The next scene shows a Fredbear exoskeleton crawling along the ground as sirens ring out. Someone has pulled the fire alarm. The animatronic begins to sing Happy Birthday, then pauses. In the distance, we hear what sounds like another animatronic respond with the next line of the song. Fredbear continues to search for the source of the sound, calling out repeatedly. Near the end of the song, the off-screen animatronic stops responding. Dejected, Fredbear looks like he's about to deactivate when suddenly the response rings out. He continues crawling towards the sound and whoever is holding the camera, and his face opens up. We're then given a rundown of the animatronic structure, the costume, the fiberglass shell, and the exoskeleton? We're given a visual of how these spring-lock suits work. It turns out that both Spring Bonnie and Fredbear were based on the same endoskeleton design, but Fredbear's larger teeth prevented him from closing his mouth. Thus, Fazbear Entertainment installed 2 additional hydraulics to the animatronic's jaw. Oh yeah, make the horrifying robot's jaw ultra strong. That definitely won't come back to bite them. Get it? Bite them. After his upgrades, Fredbear goes to perform, but something goes wrong. One of the audience members is bit, and the shot cuts to Fredbear's bloodied face, slowly approaching the camera. As he gets closer, the words "I bit someone" appear on screen. We cut to a shot of the FNAF security office, and the clip of Phone Guy's death from FNAF 1 plays. We're shown a little medley of each animatronic, accompanied by shots from their respective episodes, before being told, "You are gifted, you found the 5th," as Fredbear's bloodied face appears once more. In the final scene of, I guess I'll call it Season 1 of Baddington's FNAF VHS series, someone stands before a gift box holding a camcorder.
Michael, there's something I want to show you. Before your brother died, something else happened. Something was wrong with the suits. Watch.
We see William Afton standing in the back room. Whatever stands before him seems to terrify him, and in a panic, he steps forward to flee. Unfortunately, his sweat loosened the spring locks on the suit he's wearing, and he experiences a catastrophic spring lock failure. We're then shown a shot of someone fleeing the restaurant as the screams ring out. Also of note is the puppet referring to this person as Michael, which confirms that he is indeed Michael Afton, William's son and the protagonist of at least one FNAF game. Apparently, Michael has returned and is working with the puppet in order to right the wrongs of his father, Purple Guy.
Let me tell you a secret. The same thing happened to your father. It killed him, but only for a while. He's still out there. Do you want to find him?
The puppet rises from the gift box.
I'll show you.
We see the logo for Fazbear Frights, the haunted house attraction from FNAF 3.
Don't worry about times, dates, or locations. You'll know when it happens. There will be a gasoline canister in the back, next to the second exit. Your father will be there in the building with you. He will look different, but you'll know it's him. Then, we can end this, for good. I know how you feel, Michael. It's a lot of responsibility, but when this is done, we'll be free. You'll be free too. It may not seem like it, but I believe your brother will forgive you. I've forgiven you too. You are good, Michael, despite what you may think. You do deserve this happy ending. I've been working all this time to give you that opportunity. I love you, Michael.
Years after the events depicted in non-existent video, the Freddy Fazbear franchise is in shambles, its reputation ruined by all the grisly crimes associated with it. The establishment has become so notorious they've made a haunted house attraction in which patrons walk through a recreation of the pizzeria while scary animatronics jump at them. They're also highly dedicated to authenticity, and the attraction contains several items taken from Freddy's, including a certain animatronic. We see Springtrap glaring at the camera, a knife in his hand. The shot cuts and we can see William Afton's distorted face. He has become a twisted, writhing soul trapped in the confines of a robotic suit, just like all his victims. We cut to a shot of someone walking down the hallway of Fazbear Frights. They pass the Springtrap attraction, a small fenced-off alcove containing the decaying Spring Bonnie suit that houses Afton's corpse. Their flashlight begins to flicker, and they shake it a few times. However, when it lights back up, Springtrap is nowhere to be found. The door at the back of the cell opens, and... This will be the first episode that's entirely original, and I'm really excited to see what direction Baddington takes the story. Obviously, it will continue to build on the earlier episodes, which were based on Squimpuses, but it probably won't be recreating scenes one-to-one anymore. I'm a huge fan of the original FNAF VHS series, and it still holds a special place in my heart. It's incredibly well made, and it's obviously inspired so many creators that have emerged since. However, going back through Baddington's series, my favorite parts are all the original stuff. The parts in service animation, the stage shot of Bonnie malfunctioning, the legendary intro to Sound Response Check, and the Pirate Cove pre-show. Maybe it's because I've already seen the original FNAF VHS, but I was always most impressed and most excited by Baddington's unique additions. Baddington's modeling and animation skills are top-notch, and I'm excited to see where things go now that he isn't operating under the constraints of having to tell someone else's story. If this teaser is any indication, the forthcoming FNAF 3 era stuff is going to be crazy cool. I absolutely cannot wait. If you haven't seen Baddington's FNAF videos yet, what are you waiting for? Go watch them. If you dig him, you should check out his Harmony and Horror series because you'll probably enjoy that as well. In fact, if you're watching this video